blockage here. Mccullum going for it and crashing straight into Kyle Mills, who's still on the ground. Very lucky that he's escaped serious injury. Both these players. See the elbow crashing into the neck there of Kyle Mills. I still remember an incident in Sri Lanka. Steve Waugh and Gillispie crashed into each other. Took Gillispie out of the game for quite a bit. Just checking here if the vision is okay.
And the black eye has already got one left side.
Colin Miller again, bowling his off spinners. Oh, that's gone in the air. This is going to be safe, is it? No, this might be out. Oh, there's a collision. Oh, a dreadful collision down there. Dreadful collision. My goodness. Well, two of them charging down towards each other. Is that Steve Waugh? I think he's holding his nose. And there was no real good. Look at, is it Gillispie down there with him? Steve Waugh not feeling good at all. Well, that was one of the worst that I've seen. Both these players desperately going for it. And the captain, it looks to me as if he's got a bit of a problem. Have a look at it again. Up she goes. No call here from the outfielders. They were both so intent on getting there. It was one of those that actually bounced right between them. Have a look at them. Eyes on the ball. That's Gillispie coming in there now. Watch Steve Waugh. And there's a big collision there. Head on and right into... Oh, Steve Waugh's gone straight into his forehead. So it looks as if Steve Waugh may well have damaged his nose. I suspect it. He may have broken his nose there. However, he's moving around all right, but still flat on his back. That's a nasty one.
It's horrendous. It's something that happens from time to time in this game, and invariably it's through lack of communication. But at the same time, normally speaking, one player or the other will call for it, say that's mine. But when both have got exactly the same chance, there you see the forearm of Gillispie swiping across the face of Steve Waugh. The bridge of the nose is the first thing he holds. But it's not the first time that I've seen this sort of thing happen, but it is something that sometimes is inevitable, sometimes through lack of communication. But it's not nice to see.
Yes, I think he's been opened up actually. I thought for a second it was on the forehead, but if it's the arm, it's probably not quite as bad. Let's have a look at this. In he goes there. Oh, it's almost arm and shoulder. And I think he's opened Steve Waugh up. It looks as if he's got a cut down the side of his nose. You can see his hand going straight for his nose there. And back he goes. He'd be pretty well dazed as well. So this doesn't look good. He's obviously got a very damaged nose at the moment. But they want to get him away now. The other problem is Gillispie, who's lying there not getting much attention at the moment. It happens to fast bowlers. They didn't.
Steve Waugh. One more. This is a great angle. Both looking at the ball. Now you'll see Waugh's face go into Gillespie's shoulder. There. Shoulder, upper arm, I would say. Yeah. Nasty, nasty collision. So Waugh is bound to go off. He's still on his back. In fact, Gillispie is now being carried off.
Yes, those two gentlemen watching there are the chairman of the board of control for cricket in Australia, the Australian Cricket Board. That's Dennis Rogers, and alongside him the chief executive Malcolm Speed, and they'll be watching some pretty nasty scenes. And now he's been taken off. I'm just trying to think, just judging by the way they're carrying him off there, one can only assume that if it's his shoulder, it's not a great way to carry him. But anyhow, he's been taken off. That's a huge blow to Australia. He's going off, a leading bowler being taken off the ground. I don't know whether it's his leg. It just looks to me that they're trying to hold his leg, and maybe his knee is buggered.
He was holding his shin bone at one stage. Whether it's that, and that's why they're carrying him in that way. But let's see. We got nose on arm, and where does Steve Waugh's crashed into the lower part of Jason Gillespie's right shin. So I think that's Gillespie's problem. And that's Steve Waugh's problem. He looked a couple of rounds with Mike Tyson here. Not a pretty sight and not a pretty feeling. bang on the beak is not a lot of fun.
Yes, he'll have some big black eyes there, but good to see him walking anyhow. If I know Steve Waugh, he'll be back on the field before long. But it may just be that he needs stitches. Now let's see if we can just pick up what happens to Gillispie and what he hangs on to once the collision takes place. Right knee looks as if it could be a problem. He goes over now onto his back, and let's just see if we can pick up what he holds. At this stage, he's just trying to, let's see now, he lies there on his left side. Where does his hand go to? His hand goes straight down to his right shin. That's the first thing he grabs.